Hello, David Toller here with Supplemental Seminary, and I just wanted to jump on here real quick. Of course, I've been working in the basement and been priming some drywall down there, something I've been meaning to get around to for quite a while, but I just wanted to come on here real quick. I've had a lot of calls and texts today, and I just want to run over a couple things because we're all doing this online video. We're all venturing into things that we haven't done before. And so I just want to give you a couple quick tips to improve your videos that you make, and just throw a couple real simple things out there real quick. This ain't going to be a real complicated video. I'm not going to add a bunch of transitions and lower thirds and all those things, but I just want to mention a few things. The first thing I would say is when it comes to audio, I would say that's top of the list. You see, I've invested in a good microphone here, and I'm not saying you have to go out and get the setup that I have. In fact, I would try to tell you to start out small because you may or may not stick with this, but you can drastically improve your audio by just purchasing a very simple $20 to $30 little lapel mic that you stick on your shirt, and that's where I started out, maybe for your iPhone, and drastically improve that audio, because if not, you're going to get this sound that you're distant, and it's going to sound real echoey, and people are going to tune out. And so you really want to feel like you're right there with them and to really have a good audio. So I would say that's top of the list. You may not have the video right and you may not have the lighting right, but if your audio's bad, people are going to tune out. And especially in the business that we're in as preachers, the Bible says, how shall they hear without a preacher? Then also, the Bible tells us about, concerning a voice and so forth. So these things are so important that we need to really think about our audio. Secondly, I would say the next important thing is lighting. This can be achieved several ways. You can use natural light from a window. I've got in front of me, kind of positioned off to the side, I've got the overhead light off in this office of mine. And then I've got what we call a soft box in front of me, illuminating me that way, which kind of separates me, you can see, from the background. And that really helps. And you also notice about the lighting that it just drastically improves the video quality. You can have a camera, the nicest camera in the world, but if you don't have good lighting, you're not going to come through well. So I would say that'd be second. Thirdly is the camera. Right now I'm using a Logitech C920, which right now you don't want to go on and try to buy one of these because people are price gouging them on Amazon and you can't even hardly find them right now. I know they're running 350 plus, and I bought this one probably $60, $70 a year ago. So you don't want to go out and spend your money on that. And you're shooting in 1080p HD, so it's sufficient. And I'm not using the one on my computer or my monitor because it doesn't have a good enough picture. And so most cameras on your iPhone or your Samsung, LG are going to be completely fine. But if you're doing videos such as this at a desk, you definitely want to invest in a webcam, and a good quality one. I wouldn't so much recommend this one now. It's kind of been the old standby, but they've recently upgraded some. So in the future, when things calm down, maybe you can invest in one of those. But remember, you don't have to go out and spend a whole lot. You can just use what you have and just improve and work on your lighting. And then something else I think that is important when it comes to your camera is your positioning. You'll notice that I'm not, right up on the camera, but I'm not far away either. And one of the mistakes that I see is people are just so far away and so distant. They set their camera or their iPhone way off in the distance, and I would encourage you to scoot up to the camera and become comfortable with the camera and looking into the lens of the camera when you're speaking, because you see, if I look off, we kind of have a disconnect. And I know I'm looking away sometimes to maybe look at my notes or how things are trending on the computer. but we need to look directly, and it feels like, that we're looking directly at the person and looking them in the eye and so forth and speaking to them directly. And also something we call composition. You see, I've got mine positioned right here, just a little headroom. If I was to switch the camera like this, is what a lot of things that I see, that right there is a little irritating because you have all this headroom up here. So I would say, hey, bring that down. Of course, if I do this also and I cut myself off like that, that is irritating. All right, so we want to bring it up and have a good, what we say, a good composition. That right there would be a good, composition. I know I moved that a little bit. And one other just quick tip, not trying to be too technical here, but when you're on camera, and I encourage you to just be authentic and to be your regular self. I know I've made videos in the past in which you think all the different factors of things that you have to do. Hey, I've got to go get dressed. I got to put on a suit and a tie, which I'm not against that. And even tonight would prevent me from helping you because I said, well, I got my work clothes on and my hat on, my hair's messed up, been down, painting in the basement. But I wanted to make this video to show you that that's okay, that if people see the other side of, hey, sometimes, we work around the house and sometimes we have our work clothes on. And I'm not saying you need to do these in your pajamas, but just be your normal, regular self. And you can just speak in a conversational tone and talk to people directly just as you sitting right across from somebody. There's something about when you put a camera on somebody, and there's something about when you put a microphone in somebody's face that all of a sudden we get tense and we feel like, oh no, the show's on. And we tense up and we really change. Our voice changes. You can almost hear the nervousness in someone's voice. But I just encourage you to talk in a normal conversational tone as you normally do. And we don't get in sort of like a broadcaster mode. So anyway, it's just a couple things I wanted to kind of throw out there. I'd put audio at the very top. If you have an iPhone, you have a wonderful camera on that. Samsung, I don't know so much about that. I'm an iPhone fella. But I still encourage you. You could use the audio on there. It's okay. But I would encourage you, if you're going to start out just entry level, go ahead and invest in like a $22. I got one I recommend on my website. Just get you a lapel mic you can stick right there on your shirt and use that to dramatically improve your videos by changing the audio. Then also I would say the lighting, that is so important, to add that light, and there's different ways that you can achieve that. And then of course the camera, and we talked about composition and so forth. And then next would be authenticity. And so sometimes it's just nice to see just that, yes, I'm a pastor. Yes, I'm, pastor of a church and president of a Bible college and all those things, but still, in a way, I'm just a regular guy. Okay. So I just want to share those things with you very quickly. And if you're interested in any more tips that I could share with you concerning technology or video making or software or hardware or any recommendations, I'd be glad to help you. But in the meantime, this is David Toller with Supplemental Seminary, and we'll see you in the next video.